Hello there, World of Tankers. Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and one of the most common questions that I see from all of you over and over is what's going to happen to my Tankers rings that I spent so long and hard grinding, and what's going to happen to my set license that I earned in the Reforged playtest, and maybe if you're on the Asia server, your additional set license that you got by participating in the Forged in Fire event. What's going to happen to all this stuff? Well, today I have an answer for you, and I think you're going to like it. So, if you enjoy content like this, and you want to see more in the future, as always, make sure to smash that subscribe button down below. Now, if you remember, in Reforged, you were able to get your hands on this, the Almus, a Tier 8 Blitz Nation Medium, a vehicle that hits pretty hard with 400 damage per shot, pretty decent armor, and overall, a pretty cool tank. This was going to be your main reward if you had 30 Tankers rings, and a vehicle I was actually pretty excited to get my hands on. And look, I totally get your frustration when it comes to Tankers rings. I spent a lot of time and effort grinding out Tankers rings. I even had to spend some gold to be able to get my hands on all of them on one of the events that was in the game. So I can totally get where you're coming from if you spent months grinding out these rings for Wargaming to cancel Reforged and the vehicle that you worked so hard to get completely fall apart. But that's actually not the case. I have gotten direct confirmation that Wargaming is working on releasing the Almus into the game as soon as possible, alongside all of the other rewards that were going to be available with Tankers rings in World of Tanks Blitz Reforged. So if you're worried that you're not going to be able to get this vehicle, well, don't be. You are guaranteed going to be able to get this tank with your Tankers rings, just like you would be in Reforged. In fact, this vehicle was first in Blitz years ago. This gameplay you're watching here is from like 2 years ago when I had this vehicle. It was called the Toxique, and when it was on my press account. I had the video pre-recorded and everything, but I didn't post a video on the tank because it was never released. Turns out it was supposed to be in Reforged. But yeah, the tank is already in the Blitz files. The stats and everything are all the same. Wargaming is most likely just creating the event in Blitz so that they can release it alongside the other rewards for your tanker rings. So that's the really good news. Now, the second and more important question for a lot of you is what is going to happen to my set licenses. For those of you that don't know exactly how the set license worked, essentially it unlocked an entire tech tree. So let's say I wanted to get my hands on the VZ55 because the vehicles grinding up to the tier 10 are kind of mediocre. And, well, now you're just told Reforged is canceled. How are you going to be able to use your set license in Blitz if sets don't exist? Well, I've already also gotten confirmation, once again, that Wargaming is going to be putting a different version into our game. In other words, your set license is going to be transferred into a tech tree license. As I mentioned before, let's say that you wanted to use your tech tree license on the VZ55, which I think is a very good choice if you don't have it unlocked, by the way. Well, you'd start with the Skoda PJS, then you'd get the VZ44-1, the TNH 105-1000, the TNH VZ51, and VZ55. Every single vehicle would be immediately unlocked in your garage, and all the modules would be automatically fully upgraded. So you can imagine how nice of an upgrade purchase this is. Basically, if you're a beginner or you've been struggling to get your hands on a line, maybe there's a line you've really wanted, but procrastination or work, whatever it is, you just don't want to grind it out. I feel like that all the time, and I don't blame you. So if you wanted to get your hands on a tech tree that you've really been wanting and jonesing, this is going to be the best opportunity to do so. I don't know exactly when this is going to be coming into the game. I do know for a fact that Wargaming is working hard and as fast as they can to release this into the game, but I can't confirm when. Maybe the next update in a couple weeks, maybe in a month or two, but I wouldn't expect it anything later. Some other questions that a lot of you have, which I may have the answers for. Well, let's start with the Type 5 Zetsu. A lot of you have been asking what's going to happen with the Type 5 Zetsu, as it was supposed to be released on June 17th with Reforged. I can confirm that Wargaming is working on releasing the Type 5 Zetsu line into our version of the game, and it will be the next tech tree released. Obviously, because Reforged was canceled and Wargaming didn't expect to have to put it into this version of the game, it's going to take them a little bit of time. But yes, the Type 5 Zetsu is coming into our version of the game, and it looks incredibly fun. I would definitely grind out that line. Some of you are probably thinking, ooh, I'm going to save my tech tree license for the new tech tree. Trust me, The whole Type 5 Zetsu line looks amazing. The Tier 10, the Tier 9, the Tier 8, everything about the line seems really fun, and I cannot wait to play them myself. So I would definitely recommend, instead of skipping it, maybe try grinding it, because I'm sure it's going to be an absolute hoot. With that being said, that brings us to another very big question. A couple months ago, I announced that Tier 11s were confirmed being worked on inside of Blitz. And, some people probably assume this was clickbait. It's not. I actually have direct confirmation that Tier 11s are being worked on. And not only that, but we might even see them before the end of this year. Now, that's not a confirmation. I can't say that for a fact. We're going to be seeing Tier 11s by the end of the year. But it is in Wargaming's plans, and that is pretty dang sick. I cannot wait for Tier 11s because it's going to completely change the ecosystem of the game. I'm interested to see what's going to happen to the comp scene. When we get enough Tier 11s, are we going to be seeing comp completely take over, and it's going to be Tier 11 now instead of Tier 10? Is it going to stay Tier 10? I don't know. All of these things are really cool. Are they going to have special mechanics? I mean, there's honestly a lot going on. There is a lot more going on than some of you may even think. For Wargaming, I understand this is an absolutely huge setback, and I'm just as bummed as I'm sure a lot of the devs and the people who poured their time and heart into Reforged are. I mean, Reforged was the biggest update that Wargaming was ever planning on probably adding into Blitz, and not only that, it's something that had been worked on for literally years. Like, I think Reforged may go back 5 years at this point. I remember 3 years ago we had Unreal Engine 5 announced coming into the game, and we know that the game was being worked on way before that as well. So because of that, I mean, Reforged has literally been something that Wargaming has poured millions of dollars into. They have put time and effort into optimizing and trying to make better. Originally, Reforged looked completely different than what the almost finished result is now. But unfortunately, the game isn't optimized. It's the same problem that was there on day one. Unfortunately, mobile devices just cannot handle Unreal Engine 5 very well. And from a lot of the feedback that Wargaming received in the latest test of Reforged, they realized, yeah, the game's not ready for release. So as of now, we don't know what's going to happen to the future of Reforged, if it's going to be released at all. But what I do know is that the current Blitz that we all love and enjoy is still honestly great. I have to be honest. It runs well, it performs well, and really, Wargaming's been putting a lot of the quality of life changes I've been wanting into the game. And if they continue doing these things in the future, even though Reforged is a big bummer, I still think that we are totally fine. So you guys can let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you agree, let me know if you disagree, and let me know if you're happy to hear that your Tanker's Rings are going to be able to be used. Either way, I've been seeing a lot of you asking me, did I get scammed by Wargaming? What's going on with my Tanker's Rings? And that is not the case. You will be able to exchange them. You'll be able to use your tech tree license, so you should be totally fine within the next upcoming weeks or months. Either way, hopefully you enjoyed the video. You'll only see this type of content here, so make sure to smash that subscribe button down below, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.